It's the George watches from Walmart. I don't know if it's a collaboration with Fossil, but I know Fossil has something to do with making them and designing them. If I got a couple of them here, you can't beat the price, $9.98. So they want to keep that under $10. Nice quartz functions. We're going to go over those in a moment. The one thing that I want to warn people on is that not all George watches are created equal. There are definitely ones that you're going to want to pick up, and the ones that, depending on certain conditions or things that you do use your watch for, you're going to want to avoid. So we'll talk about those things. It's definitely one of those cases where I wouldn't just trust ordering off the Walmart site. I would want to go in person to your local Walmart, pick them up, feel them, push the buttons, use the functions, and make sure you're comfortable, because these two, even though they're priced exactly the same, have a wide variation in the feel and build quality on these two watches. Let's start with the one on the left, because that's my favorite. It's also the one I've had the longest. I got to read the back here. It is the 82-140 George watch. Really nice. It is big. It's a behemoth. It's, I think, 49 millimeter case or something like that. Might even be, it wears larger than that. So if you have a smaller wrist, this is one to avoid. It's got the stuff that Casio does, kind of the rigid band here to protect, give you a little shock resistance. 50 meters of water resistance. I have more faith in this one than this one, especially based on the reviews. But again, I wouldn't go swimming in it. Take your life in your hands there when you're going, expect to lose it, basically, if you put it in any sort of depth of water. The functions are nice, but they're basic. They're nice, but they're basic. So if you go through, you see I have the 24-hour time here. You've got date, you got day of the week, and you've got your 24-hour time. Now, the way you set the 24-hour time is you cycle through. So there's no way to just kind of hold and set. You cycle through, and the very last is going to be your set. Now, you can have both 12-hour and 24-hour, but you can't just push a button switch between the two. The way you do that is you actually cycle all the way through. So if you're on 1600 right now, so I'm on 24-hour time, you cycle all the way through 24 hours, and then the next time you cycle through will be AM and PM. And then when you get the end of AM and PM, then you'll cycle through 24 hours again. So that's how it kind of works. One thing to note, there is no calendar function here. So if you have a leap year or a month that only has 28 days or whatever happens, or 30 days, whatever happens to be the case, you're going to have to manually set it, which is fine, but you're also going to have to set the day independent of the date. It's not going to follow each other. So if you say 3/21, you got to make sure it knows that it's a Tuesday. Other than that, it's great. Nice chime. You go to the alarm. You see stopwatch function. That works just fine. No issues there. You go over, you go to alarm here. You're going to the top right is what cycles between alarm on, chime on, and then you can have both alarm and chime, and then you can cycle through that, but you could set the alarm. Then it has just regular functions, stopwatch. Now, the cool thing about it is, once you do something like that, it knows to go right back to the home screen. So if you're on the smartwatch, if you're on the stopwatch functionality, and you're done with that, and you hit it again, it goes back to your home, your base, with the time and date there. The build is good on this one, right? This one feels more like a $20 watch to me. I like that. The band is nice. It's comfortable. It's good rubber. No issues there. The tolerances feel good. So it says 50 meters of water resistance. I believe that it might be able to get there. The other great thing about the watch is the EL, the electroluminescence. Really fantastic on this. We'll go ahead and do the Lume shot in the dark here, but I really like it. Good EL on there. You get that nice kind of indigo. You get a little bit of afterglow there. So I love the color on that. So good light on these, especially for the money. Then we come to something like this, which is the 82-108. Now, I bought this for a couple different reasons. Love the look of it. I love the translucent blue plastic. I love the darker translucent blue plastic on the sides. I love the pushers on it. It's going to have the same exact functionality as the other one, as this one, the Sport Watch. But you can feel some differences in the tolerances. You can feel that it's not quite the same build quality. And people have said that domed acrylic glass, or not glass, but the domed acrylic plastic protecting it bubbles up. Or that doesn't bubble up, but it lets condensation in. That's been the main complaint online, and I believe it because they got a lot of moving parts here. Not moving, but you know what I mean. They have a lot of stuff put together here between the translucent plastic, the plastic on the case, the screw down. There's room for water there. So while this one says 50 meters, when you feel it and you pick it up in your hand, there's a lot less confidence that you're going to get that 50 meters of water resistance, especially after people have used them online and had definite complaints about that. The band also feels a little bit cheaper than the other one, all right? But overall, this is for the look. In fact, I think there's an Arbitron that looks exactly like this, and that's why I picked it up, because for $9.98, you can't go wrong. You're going to get those quartz functions. Again, it has the great electroluminescence light. We'll show the light on this one as well. But we're going to keep reliable time. It's got a good, nice display. Big numbers on there. Big numerals. You have big letters for the day on there. It's going to have your alarm functionality. It's going to be able to do the hourly chime. So for, depending on what you need them for, if you're not somebody that goes outside in the water or plans on swimming with your sports watch, this can be something for you, especially if you like the design. And you should like the design. It's really cool. It's neat looking. It's got a bunch going on here. Lots of eye candy up in the upper right-hand corner there, shifting through things. But overall, and you got the translucent plastic. What child from the 90s or 80s does not love their colored translucent plastics? So that's a bonus as well. And plus, it has that shock absorption band thing as well. So if it hits the ground, you're okay there. Overall, I like these. I think they're a good value. But again, know what you're getting. If you're somebody that's looking to swim with your watch, this one or one of the more sturdy ones that you feel might be a better choice for you. Or you can spend a little bit more and get that Casio that you know is going to have that water resistance and be reliable with that. But for just a knock-around watch, beater watch, something that you just need to keep the time that you're looking at the looks of, and you just want a certain look for a price that's certainly not going to break the bank, a nice palatable price to your wallet, especially with the prices of everything going up, the cost of living being insane as it is. $9.98, hard to beat on a decent quartz watch with good functions and good backlighting. You could do a heck of a lot worse. Let me know your experiences with them below. Anything like that. Let me know if you've had this one. This one to me is the winner. When I saw this design, it just popped out at me, and I absolutely loved it, so I picked it up. And this one as well with the plastics, but I could see the difference in quality a little bit between the two of them. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.